They put me on the blackboard at school. What do you mean, teacher? The world suits you. The most beautiful profession in the world suits you.
Yaşar Güler, our Minister of National Defense, had a teleconference with the force commanders, General Metin Gürak, and the commanders at home and abroad, including the commanders across the border. In that conference, he actually made these statements. Let's say it now, and then maybe Mr. Günger would like to explain it to us on the map. Mr. Güler said, "We are sensitively following the process that has evolved from the baseless and fruitless ambitions of the PKK terrorist organization to a rational initiative perspective. However, those who try to exploit the process, those who play for time, those who use this ground as a propaganda tool, will always find a determined Turkey against them." Isn't that a very good sentence?
Yes.
No statement, no declaration? If it is not supported by action, it has no value in our eyes. Any structure that insists on not laying down arms and tries to foment separation rather than brotherhood will continue to be our legitimate target today as it was yesterday. The withdrawal and handover process in certain regions within the scope of the agreement reached between the new Syrian government and the SDF is being carefully monitored. As the Turkish armed forces, we continue to support the building of Syria's security and defense capacity. We are in favor of resolving issues in the region through dialogue. This approach is to contribute to the search for stability in the region. It will never be allowed to become a source of motivation for meaningless whims, fait accompli, or new balance games by some circles. As we have always stated, the Turkish armed forces are not a threat to anyone who is not a threat to them. However, it should be known that we will not tolerate any misinterpretation of this well-intentioned approach.
You have worked well. This is the style of Mr. Yaşar, our Minister of National Defense. So when we look at such statements, in between, in a normal style, so he says the fist is in the air. That fist is always clenched.
For those who know how to understand...
Of course. Turkey's Minister of National Defense should be like that. So it is not an ordinary country, especially our struggle, especially the fight against terrorism. In a regional and global struggle, of course, there is also an issue that comes up here. What is it? He used the word SDF with the new Syrian government. Did the minister use it on purpose, SDF? Or the word on the right because the process is going positively?
Do you have anything to say here? Would you like to explain it on the map?
I know this statement, and we are moving on to the map. So this statement, when you go to the map, Ms. Sumaye, this is the summary of this statement. Turkey's Minister of National Defense says that the most important security, the one who is in charge of the system, the one who is the head of the system, says we don't look at words, we look at deeds. Yes, we do. Let them make statements as much as they want, Mr. NS. There can be as much rhetoric and meetings as they want. To the Arab media, you know how it has become fashionable in the British and US media? You know, everyone is talking about it these days. Let them talk. We are following the field. In some of the points he calls withdrawal, the exit of terrorist organization members from Hotel Aleppo, Sheikh Masoud Ashrafia neighborhood, and the Tishrin Dam. Are we going to call the new Syrian army the army of Damascus? I call it the new Syrian army, the newly established Syrian army. This is also following the field. With Shahin Abdi, Syrian interim president Ahmad al-Shara, the Ministry of National Defense and other officials of our state are constantly following the articles of the agreement and the roadmap. In this statement, Turkey's military, our fight against terrorism continues, as the position has never changed. There are all kinds of groups there. In other words, if a terrorist organization tries to define itself in a different way in Syria, as long as there is a threat, no matter what its name is, our struggle continues no matter what.
He also has a sentence that he does not see anyone who is not a threat to him as a threat.
It says to Israel that we can attack you as long as you don't attack us. If this is said openly, but here it is Syria, it is openly declared that it will also contribute to the new security architecture. So he says we will strengthen the Syrian army.